it's Ren. Let's see what's making news. There's one person who's been dominating headlines globally today, and his name
is Julian Assange. And for the first time in a long time, he's coming home to Australia.
Today is a historic day. It brings to an end 14 years of legal battles.
But let's go back to the start real quick. Julian Assange is the founder of a website named WikiLeaks, which got the world's attention in 2010 when it released hundreds of thousands of secret US military documents. Now, that can be a serious crime, and it made the US government really angry. But Julian believed the public deserved to see the documents. He started gaining loads of followers who agreed with this, but others thought releasing the documents put lives at risk.
There is nothing brave about sabotaging the peaceful relations between nations on which our common security depends.
For the last 5 years, Assange has been in jail in the UK, waiting to hear if he'd be sent to the US to face charges. But yesterday, this video dropped of him getting on a plane and leaving after he struck a deal with US authorities. He touched down on the tiny island of Saipan and pleaded guilty to 1 charge of espionage. And because he did that, the other 17 charges against him were dropped. Because he'd spent so much time in prison already, the judge sentenced him to time already served, which means Julian Assange is now a free man.
That Julian can come home to Australia and do the ordinary things of life is a treasure.
the world's biggest YouTuber, Mr. Beast, is here in Australia. Thousands of fans flocked to the Sydney Opera House today to get a glimpse of him, as well as go into the running to win one of 10 brand new cars that he was giving away. Mr. Beast, whose real name is actually Jimmy Donaldson, recently became the world's most popular YouTuber with more than 285 million subscribers. China's lunar space probe Chang'e 6 has returned from the dark side of the moon. It's the only spacecraft to have collected samples on the side of the moon that is always facing away from the Earth. And yesterday, it touched back down in Mongolia. Rocks and a bit of moon dust were taken from one of the oldest and largest craters on the moon. And hopefully can help scientists answer some big questions about the far side of the moon. Now we're going to hear from Torren, a 15-year-old from Lismore who is kickstarting his comedy career.
This is Torren, and he used to be a bit afraid of getting up on stage until he tried stand-up comedy.
Why can't you get picked up from school by a leaf? Because they leave you behind.
I remember saying, I have stage fright, but I can do comedy.
Torren decided to give comedy a go after watching his grandma make people laugh.
I saw it as, hey, maybe I can do this as well. So I started telling jokes at the table, and she would laugh so hard she vomited. And that put me off pasta for about 6 years.
Torren has been doing workshops with Aussie comedian Mandy Nolan since he was 8.
Some of the things we learn in the workshops are timing, delivery, how to collect material and turn it into jokes, how to turn your nerves into a sort of good thing. Mandy always said that if you're not nervous, you're weird.
Recently, Torren was a state finalist in Raw Comedy's Class Clowns competition and dreams of a career as a comedian.
Performing is difficult. When I am out the back of a stage in the back room, I am pooping myself. But standing up on stage and making crowd of hundreds of people roar with laughter is the greatest feeling I reckon anyone can have.
Now to some stories that will leave you saying, what is going on? First to this guy, who assembled a Mr. Potato Head in a record-breaking 5.15 seconds. 0.28 seconds faster than the previous record holder. Yep, Mr. Potato Building is very serious business. In fact, this new record apparently took a whopping 4 hours of practice.
His nose is in, his mustache is in, his mouth.
Now to the Irwins, who recently holidayed in Tasmania, or if you're a journalist at People magazine, Tanzania. The popular celebrity news source forgot that Tasmania exists and mistook it for the East African country, which is literally more than 11,000 kilometres away. The magazine has since corrected their mistake, but we're not letting this one slide. And finally, to some pretty awesome Swiss gymnasts who have taken to the rings for Gymnastics Week in the US.
Kind of flying. You know, when you are up there performing your elements.
Wow. The event is part of the lead up to the Olympic trials. And oh my gosh, I want to join in. Well, that's all we have time for today. Well, see you tomorrow. Bye.
See ya.